Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shubali and I'm a 14-year-old game developer that made this game in 1 week and didn't upload this video in 2 months. Sorry, I'm very sorry for leaving you guys, but I'm back, baby, better than ever. Anyways, let's get on to actually making the game. Okay, now with the intro over, we can actually get to, building the game in 1 week. But how will you build a game if you don't know what to build? There is nothing. So first I got up and started writing a lot of ideas. And the best one that I could actually make, with my skill set was basically killing a bunch of alien NPCs till the end of time to get a good score. Now that we have a basic understanding of what I'm gonna build, shooting aliens and that, we actually need to get to making the game. We need to start making the player walk, talk. No, it won't talk. It just runs. I'm Eminem. Anyways, we need to make it walk, jump, look around, shoot. Shooting is not a basic mechanic, but okay. So yeah, roll the time lapse. So now that the 1 week game dev challenge has started, we can actually get to, making the game. But how will we make a game if you don't have a project? So first we created the project, we named it, I don't know what to name it because I really don't know what to name it. You guys will decide that, but not now. We need to create a player. And what will a player look like? A bean. And the bean is you. And you need to look around for this to be a playable game. And for you to look around, I need to use this guy's hell theorem, hell equation. Anyways, I don't understand a single thing equation does, but we have to do it. But will I do it? No. ChatGPT will, because I don't understand it. So after our good old friend ChatGPT helped us with camera movement, and we had decent camera movement, which was still buggy, but it is what it is. We had to make the player, move, go forward, backward, and jump, And for us to be able to do that, we have to have some logic up here. And thanks God I do have some logic, or I think I have. I may be just an idiot. And then this idiot created some basic movement through a lot of YouTube tutorials because I never done 3D movement before. The logic was pretty easy, the coding was pretty easy. To be honest, this whole thing, the basic movement was pretty easy to conquer. So here is how it turned out. Okay, so we're loading in the project right now and let's test if the camera works. It does. It's a bit glitchy, but what can you do? I don't know how to make it work effectively. I'm moving around, I'm not flying, I'm not flinging myself off, so it's pretty successful. Yeah, I'll debug the bugginess later. So I guess we have to go the second step. Okay, so now having finished the basic mechanics like walking, jumping, looking around, we have to tackle the big quest of actually making the advanced mechanics that make this game stand out. These mechanics will include shooting, enemy behavior, picking up coins, upgrade like in the game, fire rate and so on. Anyways, things that make the game stand out. But these things, for them to be able to work, I have to make them, and they are usually way harder to make than basic mechanics. Also, in this time lapse, I will have to do some polishing to make the game look nice. I mean, not that nice because, I still have a week to finish it, but still better than it should look alone without any polishing. Okay, so we don't have a lot of time, but let's make the best out of it. So the first thing we have to do from the advanced mechanics is build a health system. Be able to keep track of the health of the player and the enemy, because they both have to live. So how do we give the players life? We do that by giving them scripts, of course. And how do you give scripts to a player or something? You have to write it down. So anyways, I did some programming, blah blah blah, nobody cares. And the thing it basically does is keep a health variable. So variable is like a box of information. And it displays it on a slider, a Unity slider. That's how I did it. That's how my goat Brackies did it. It just works. It's great. But for the enemy, we don't really have to have that slider thing. Although we could add it above them to show how much health they got. But yeah, I just don't have time for it. So we kept that health system and applied it to the player and the enemy. So now the players and the enemies have health. So now for the second step, which is, drumroll please, a gun. Anyways, a gun. Why do we need a gun? Well, to shoot the enemies. Anyways, we have two ways of making this happen. Raycasts or game object. The game object method, we are not gonna use that one because it's just a thing of preference and what the shooting in your game is used for. This game object method is mainly used for a bit more realistic shooting, like let's say missiles or something, like you can see it going through, like, right? It's a game object, it's a real thing going through. It's a really good method. Although we're going to use the raycast method, which is basically drawing an invisible line, that's a raycast, from a point you desire, like our gun, right in front of you, until it hits something, or until the range that I set runs out. Why are we going to use this method? It's easy to implement, we can easily manipulate it in the ways we want to shoot, and also it's just easy to make. The way we're gonna make this work is, if the raycast hits something that's not an enemy, it does nothing. If it hits an enemy, deduct health points from the enemy. Number 3, which is enemy behavior. Now what is enemy behavior? Enemy behavior is the behavior of an enemy. I'm very smart. But what does that mean? It means basically giving instruction to the game object that is gonna be the enemy to follow, let's say, the player. And yeah, that's pretty much it. It just tells the enemy to move around, avoid any obstacles, and try to kill the player. Also, one thing we're missing here is, well, enemies tend to do damage to players, right? That's what an enemy is supposed to do. So I built a simple script that basically said, if you touch a player, you have to deduct some points from his health. That's it.
Time lapse.
E.
And with that, this project ends. This is the final product. So we can see We can walk around. Enemies are spawning. We can shoot. We can get coins. We can get upgrades. We can respawn. We have this kind of ugly map. Anyways, I am glad that this project is over. I have learned a lot. And thank you guys for staying with me and finishing this challenge with me. Thank you. Goodbye. See you in the next video.